Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome to another episode of Train Simulator 2021. Today we're looking at the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 455 Enhancement Pack and we're on the South London network about to work a service round to London Bridge. We're coming from West Croydon round to London Bridge. Apparently the weather is not particularly brilliant and so we are going to have to use skillful driving, it says, to get there in one piece. Let's have a look at what we are driving. So yes, it is a Connects South Central, is that what they call it? A Connects South Central with a Class 456 stuck on the back. The 456 is obviously sold separately and is required for this scenario, and it doesn't appear to have any tail lights on. Isn't that marvellous? And let's just pop to the back there. This is obviously rather an old Armstrong Powerhouse product. The tail lights on now, yeah, jolly good. So yeah, let's get the cab set up. Now the Class 455 Enhancement Pack is it's a difficult one for me. You know, it really is. I'm a massive fan of what Armstrong Powerhouse do, and I don't want you to think that this is hating on Armstrong Powerhouse, because it's not. There are a lot of good features about this pack, but one of the most immediate things that you will notice is the fact that the cab, it says on the in the manual that the cab has had higher definition visuals, but it does appear that this is just the standard Dovetail Games cab from where I'm sat. It doesn't seem like it's had an awful amount of work, other than some of the textures are, you know, slightly improved. Let's just get those doors shut. I mean, it does feature driver-only operation and, of course, guard operation. You can switch between those with the usual Control and R. No, we're going to be all over the place today, aren't we? Right, let's get that sander in. And we'll accelerate that. That's absolutely brilliant. It's a stopping service that we're on today. Oh, hang on. It would help if I was pressing the correct button, wouldn't it? You must bear with me, I am incredibly tired. I've been on nights and I'm just recording this morning after my night shift. I'm absolutely shattered. So yeah, I might just take a moment to process things with my brain, or I might just end up with verbal diarrhoea and just sit here talking absolute rubbish, which, to be fair, wouldn't be too different to my usual videos. But you know, so the problems that I have is, obviously this is a Connects South Central, and you can see that we've got a roller blind at the front here. Yeah, inside the cab, you know, we've got different versions of the 455, we've got different styles, the front end. It seems to be the same cab for all of it. We've got what looks like a, you know, an on-train communication here, which it wouldn't have if it had a roller blind, I don't believe. Nope, that's nice. I like the AWS doing that. You know, it's got a GSMR phone here with the GSMR up there. This generation wouldn't have had. This is a Southern cab because it's blue inside. And obviously it's not been refurbished at this stage. So it is a little bit of a disappointment. We've got a little bit of a flashing speedo error here, but I mean, that's just a bug that can be easily sorted out. But for £11.99, which is how much this pack will set you back, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. Perhaps the thing that I noticed, because I'm not an expert on these, the cab had been pointed out to me. I was like, oh, is it not like that really? Apparently not. But yeah, one thing I like, I mean, you can clearly see here you've got a DSD pedal. If you press Control and D, as is usual with Armstrong Powerhouse packs, you can get the DSD working. It just, there's no DSD there, you know, you can't enable that, you can't unisolate it with Control and D. I have been looking in the manual as well to see if I can find anything on that. Maybe they've just changed the key bindings, but it doesn't appear so. It appears that actually they genuinely haven't included it, because there's normally a thing saying, oh, if you want to play with the DSD on, you can. And it just doesn't seem like it's been included, which I find a bit strange, to be honest with you. And that's what I'm saying with this. I mean, you get in some of the enhancement packs, Armstrong Powerhouse do a fantastic job, and I don't want to slate them, and I don't want to give them a bad review on this. It's not really a review, it's just a first drive, and I just tell you what I think about it while I'm doing it. But yeah, I don't want to give them a bad kind of review on this. But it's not their best work. It's really not their best work, and it is such a shame because it's got a lot of potential. There we go. We'll hold on a second. Yeah, it does have a lot of potential. I don't know what the Volume 2 pack's going to bring, but I was really hoping that it might have a fresh cab. You know, it might have different era dependent. Like if you look at the 377 enhancement pack, the 375 enhancement pack, that. You get in that to drive it, and you are blown away. It is, you know, it's breathtaking, that pack. As is the 465, the 365 enhancement pack. The 91 enhancement pack is incredibly good. You know, there's a lot of packs that are brilliant, and I just feel that this is somewhat lacking. I must also apologise for my lack of scenery traffic on this. I do require the class 421 and the class 423 for this scenario, which I don't actually have, so there is a little bit less scenery traffic than what we perhaps like. I can only apologise for that. One thing I've also noticed, the Dovetail Games versions come with a passenger view. There doesn't seem to be a passenger view on this. Armstrong Powerhouse have actually got rid of the passenger view. You press 5, shift and 5, control and 5, nothing. So it appears that they've got rid of the passenger view, which is a shame because the Dovetail Games version came with a passenger view. Rather than doing what they did with the 377, which was include interior sounds, custom interior sounds, and a variety of passenger views. You know, they more or less rebuilt it from the ground up, the interior view on the 375. It appears that, you know, rather than do that with this, which could have been fantastic, the option is to just get rid of it altogether. And that's a real shame, it really is. It's another kind of area of this pack, looking at it, that could have been really good. Now, one thing that you have got with this, you've got your custom sounds in and out. You've got your passenger, not your passenger, but you can clearly hear your traction motors there. We'd better actually brake a bit more. You know, and you've got squeaky sounds like this. You know, that's nice. Which side is you? Are you... Ah, there we go. Doors are open. But yeah, you know, so there are a lot of good sounds. There's compressor sounds that are absolutely fantastic, you know, and the physics are dramatically improved. You feel less like you're driving a Formula 1 car, which you do tend to find with a lot of Dovetail Games things. That's another 455 going the other way. And obviously you do get a wide selection of liveries. You've got the Network Southeast livery, which we're driving today. You've got, oh no, we're driving Connex. You've got the Network Southeast livery over there. You've got the Southern variant. You know, so there are a lot of variants that you get. Oh, hang on, nope, 2. Oh, the next stop's Annerley. Oh wow, so we're actually stopping at Annerley. Normally we drive there on OMSI London, don't we? So that's going to make a nice change. Let's just make a mental note. Where are we actually driving from? West Croydon to London Bridge. Now we'll get it in full power. Are we in at any particular time? Oh no, it appears we can just arrive at whatever time we see fit for the rest of the scenario. Now that is quite a good thing actually, because when they give you these challenging scenarios, it can be really difficult to run to time, particularly when the wheel slips as bad as it is. I mean, obviously we've got the nice old style AWS, and I do like that. I like the kind of the ringing, and then when you have to cancel the alarm, it's that kind of... It's the alarm for the AWS, isn't it? But it's not quite the... Well, it's the older style, and it always kind of sounds like it's about to fail any given moment. Like a normal AWS alarm that's just on its last legs. You know, I do find it such a shame, like I say, that I'm not blown away by this pack. Some of the packs, you know, are absolutely fantastic. That's the best way to put it. I'm just not blown away by this enhancement pack. You know, it just seems a pretty average, you know, and that's what Armstrong Powerhouse are known for. That's what they do, not average, but dramatically improving things so that you get behind the wheel of them and you're just like, wow. You know, they've added wheel slip as well, which is, you know, that's pretty standard amongst Armstrong Powerhouse things. But I like to drive with the DSD on, so that for me was the biggest disappointment. The fact that there's no DSD. You know, it really is. You see, you've got your compressor there. That's nice. There we go. We'll get them all on. Yeah, that for me was one of the biggest disappointments. No DSD. Right, there we go. We'll get the door shut. Apparently, as well, it's got some nice little sanding. If you're braking, now I don't think it does it for accelerating, but if you're braking and you're in step 1, it won't automatically stand. But if you're in step 2, step 3, or emergency, apparently it will automatically deploy the sand, which I think is a really, really fantastic. It's a nice system, isn't it? You know, because obviously you're in sharper braking, that's when you're more likely to have wheel slip. So I think it's a really, really good thing. And if they've included it in this pack, I've not noticed it in any of the other packs. But if they've included it in this pack, it's clearly because the train does have this. And it's a nice little detail that could have so easily been overlooked, and I'm glad it hasn't. What I'm not glad about is how close Penge West is to Annerley. It's, well, it's ridiculously close. You literally could walk from one to the other. We got to about 29 miles an hour in that small section, and I think that's unforgivable. It is unforgivable. You know, just get rid of these 2 stations and just have one halfway between. I've just realised as well while I'm that we've not changed the destination blind. So you can change the driver side destination blind by holding down Shift. Ooh. Yeah, holding down Shift and F7 and F8, and then if you don't hold it down and you just press it, you change the second man side. You know, that's another nice little feature, that they've got the 2 separate blinds. Oh, I'm trying to accelerate when we've not got interlock yet. You need to click doors closed, Joe, that's why. I'm hoping that we might actually get some sort of speed this time round. Oh, a little bit of wheel slip there. I'm holding the sanding button. I wonder what line that is that goes over the top. I don't pretend to be from London, you know, I've never pretended to be from London. The South London network map is a very confusing network to me. I don't really know what goes where. I don't know where I am half the time. I can remember the station names, but, you know, I don't... If we came to the next junction, I wouldn't be able to say, oh, you go left for so-and-so, and then if you turn right, you'll end up at this particular place. And, you know, it's not an area that I know much about. Ooh, hell, it's just having a moment there, isn't it? think we're just coming in notch 1 and hope for the best. What time are we actually due into Sydenham? 8:09, so we're a little bit late. I think the... oh, take the DRA off. Yeah, I think that's probably why we've got no timings on the, on the actual scenario, because we are expected to run late. That's probably why. It's just wheel slip season, isn't it? There's a hell of a lot of... it's a very difficult route to do it's a very difficult train to drive. All trains everywhere are very difficult when it's wheel slip season. Yep, time to go. I think the 465 behind us, I think that's got automatic closing doors. I think that was kind of the time before Armstrong Powerhouse branched out into into things such as flicking between driver only and not. I can't remember, to be honest with you. It's that long since I actually drove the 456 by Armstrong Powerhouse, because it's just not a train that I've never been on one. I've never really... I might have been on one, actually. Have I been on one? Yeah, I think I have been on one, and I wasn't enthused by that either. But yeah, I've never really had much to do with the 456. It's just an odd-looking train. I don't get why it's like a 321 at the front, but it's got these silly little eyebrow things and wires hanging down, and it's like a very messy 321, isn't it? And one thing that I did notice when I was driving the 321 on this was it was so chronically slow. It was really slow, really, really bad indeed. That was just the dovetail version, I think, maybe? Which is unusual, because dovetail, usually their physics are so completely out. You put it in notch 1 and you shoot to 60 miles an hour, whoosh, straight off. And give Lewis Hamilton a run for his money. But yeah, it's... Oh, we'll have a little bit of braking. But yeah, so that was one thing that I did notice. We're going to need to do a little bit more braking than that if you're going to stop at Forest Hill, Joe. Come on. Oh, hang on a second, I've just minimised the window, that's no good. I got all excited in heat of the moment, opening the doors. Whoa, minimised the window and it all disappeared. Oh, it appears that the rain's stopped. Has the rain stopped, or is it just teasing us? Right, let's get that door closed. I wonder if the weather will have, lightened up. Oh no, it appears... How bizarre. That's, yeah, that is odd. As soon as we start moving again, the weather's just, sorted itself out. That's a shame. I thought we were actually going to, we were going to get somewhere. Yeah, I thought that we were actually going to be able to drive there and, get our foot down. Make some good progress. Let's just go for notch 3. We seem to be making good progress under notch 3. I mean, it's just over half a mile until Honor Oak Park, which is devastating, because that means we're going to have to start braking again. there's no point going above 45 really, is there? There we go, bit of step 1 braking. We'll just take it nice and steady. If there's one thing that I have learnt from working on the railway myself, is that, you know, running to time is one thing, but it's better to just take it steady, take it a little bit more steady. Obviously not crawl around everywhere, but, you know, if you're in doubt that you're not, you know, it's a little bit more slippy out there, it's best to just take your time and make sure that you get it done right. Because if you go sliding through the station, that's no use to anybody, is it? If you're perhaps 2 or 3 minutes late because of leaf fall, then so be it. You know, people will grumble, people will moan, but they won't moan half as much as if you miss the stop altogether. I'll be like, whoa, what's the driver doing? You know, I've been on trains where drivers have forgotten stops. You know, they've missed stops. Unfortunately, you know, it's a fact of life. We are all human, some of us more convincingly than others. But yeah, unfortunately, sometimes it does happen. And missing stations is never a good thing. Particularly given I'm a conductor, so normally I have to go down and face the wrath, even though it's not my mistake. I have to go down and explain it. It wasn't good fun. It happened to me at Bolton. And to be fair, I can understand why the driver did it. But we were travelling south, and we were a little bit delayed. We were stuck behind a stopping train. And anyway, yeah, so we were following this stopping train all the way down to Bolton. And at Bolton, there's a southbound platform on the left-hand side, and we actually got routed round, because that train was stopping a lot into Manchester as well, but we got routed round it. But we were due to stop at Bolton, and anyway, the signal was green, so the driver obviously saw Bolton, saw the green signal and thought, oh, well, they're letting us go, so obviously we go past it, and yeah, we shot past it. And anyway, I rung him up, I was like, I think we were meant to stop there. And he went, oh, bloody hell. I mean, that's not exactly what he said, but, you know, we like to keep things relatively family-friendly on this channel. I don't think I can repeat what he said, but, you know, that's the thing, we are all human, we do make mistakes. So it's better to just take it nice and steady and make sure that we stop at those stations. Whilst we all love a right time railway, we can't compromise safety. You know, that's the one thing you've always got to be looking at. You know, we don't want to cock it up. My God, we've got to 50 miles an hour. This is why I've been just giving you a lecture on us not cocking it up and I go sailing through broccoli. Let's get a bit more braking on it. I'm not a lover of the fact that the frame rates are just taking a funny turn there. I thought, oh, this could be it. This could be us missing. It could be us missing a station. Oh, is this another 455? Yeah, going sailing through. No. No, no. I was too busy looking at the 455. Ah! Oh, that's not good at all. That's a disaster. Right, okay. We'll pretend we... Yeah, that's alright, isn't it? We'll just make an announcement. Just mind the step. There's a little bit of a bigger step at the front. Just be careful. I mean, what year's this scenario in? It doesn't actually say, does it? Don't be too fruity with the power. It's rather slippery out there. Yeah, that was my colleague's fault on the other line. I was a little bit excited with the fact there was another train going past. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Right, let's have a nosy. New Crossgate. I'd actually quite like to get up to speed, to be honest with you. You know, just a little bit of speed. That's the problem. And you know, when I'm driving on Train Sim, I like to use, you know, I like to use semi-express to express stuff. I like a good express. Driving commuter services around London is not really my thing. It's not really my thing. I just find it a little bit repetitive, and you know, you never really get up to any speed. You don't get that sensation of running fast. You know, it's just, it's a bit repetitive, isn't it? Like I say, you just have to. It feels a little bit less satisfactory. We'll get the brake in, and we will actually stop at New Cross Gate. I'm determined to. See, I told you that AWS sounds like it's about to break, doesn't it? That's not anything wrong with the, you know, wrong with the train. That's just what they sound like. I always just think they sound like they're on the last legs. Oh, is something coming through? Sounds like it, doesn't it? Bloody hell, he's going fast to say he's on a single yellow. Oof. Not hanging about at all, that chap, is he? Wow, his next signal is red. He went through that about 50, 60 miles an hour. Maybe even faster than that. That's a little bit worrying, isn't it? It's quite funny, isn't it? There's an awful lot of 6 cars about. I imagine that's how they were introduced. But yeah, an awful lot of 6 cars about. But obviously now you see them running around a 10-car formation, don't you? Two Class 455 units coupled with a 456 as well. Hell, he only just stopped for that red signal, don't he? Look at that, right under it. We're actually, bloody hell, 2.5 miles away from London Bridge. That is quite a way, isn't it? Maybe we'll get up to, well, we won't get up to some sort of speed, will we? Because we're having to slow down to 20 in a moment. God, 20 mile an hour, you can't make it up, can you? We want right away London now, you know, we wanna see what the, you know, screaming its nuggets off. At 75 miles an hour, they can do 75, can't they, these? Yeah, of course they can. There's a lot of areas in London where the speed limit is significantly less than what it perhaps should be. I mean, I feel like this could perhaps be, well, it could be 30, couldn't it? It just seems a lot slower than it perhaps needs to be, and I get the feeling that where we are now, are we joining the line from... Oh no, hang on, it's coming into London Bridge, isn't it? No, I don't know where we are actually, I'm lying to you. I know we're on approach to London Bridge, and obviously we've got the Southeastern services on the right-hand side. Well, what would be Southeastern now? I'm assuming this will be Southern now, given it's got all the 456s and the 455s, and because that's got the networkers, that was probably Southeastern now. Again, this is all just new to me. All new to me. I was going to say we need to be on the lookout for Battersea Power Station, but of course, Battersea Power Station is not on the way to London Bridge, is it? That's on the way to London Victoria as well. I think it's near Battersea Park. You'd imagine, wouldn't you? That small station just out of London that I've not seen any train ever stop at. Yeah, I'm sure they've got like an every 10-minute service or something ridiculous like that. Let's get a little bit of braking in. Bit of step one. A lot of gloomy buildings, isn't there, in London today? And I do believe that that's the Shard, which... yeah, we'll pretend that the Shard's not there, because obviously when Connect's South Central and Network South East were running around, I don't think the Shard was built, was it? That's a more recent creation in London, so yeah, well, can we all just ignore the Shard, please? Let's all just pretend it's not there. That's not Armstrong Powerhouse's fault, to be fair, but of course I find it rather humorous, so of course I'm going to pick up on it. So this is London Victoria, where we're going to be... no, it's not. I'm determined to tell you it's London Victoria. It's not. It's London Bridge, where this service is terminating today. And of course, this is where the end of the video shall be upon us. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments, what do you think to the Armstrong Powerhouse 455? Is it the best thing that you've ever seen? Are you really looking forward to buying it? There is a link in the description, as always, to that, but... if you can't be bothered to go to the link, it's just on the Armstrong Powerhouse website. You know, it's not anywhere particularly special. You know, do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree? Do you think that I talk absolute rubbish? If that's the case, let me know in the comments. I always do love a good, healthy debate. If you enjoyed this video, regardless of whether you agree with me or not, if you enjoyed the video, then of course, click that like button. It's always appreciated. And of course, please do make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already, so that you never miss out on any of your train sim favourites. Now, it appears as though you're not letting me... There we go. There we go. That's all done. Until next time, cheerio, and goodbye for now.